Back-to-back pickoffs on the two most important cores of Aurora.
This duo has been doing work in this game, that's for sure.
Yeah, they've found a lot of openings.
They picked it very quickly in that second phase, very confidently. They know how to
Sound check, sound check.
Done some work, bought a lot of time. If you can get to your triple BKB, that is the point in this game where you can strike. And you can ignore a lot of the control from Aurora.
Sound
a
check.
lot of their capability in that 9-second interval is muted completely.
I mean, doesn't that kind of go both ways? It's not like Boom Boys have much of a physical damage threat.
I'd say they can, well, yeah, I guess that's fair, but they do have Axe with the Blade Mail call.
Yeah.
And I think their stun initiators are more reliable. So often it makes your BKB stronger because you're going to be able to start fights by either go in Dragon Tail, go in Axe Call, threaten the chain stun with arrow or the other stun. And you're popping BKBs while that happens. Whereas the enemy is not necessarily getting theirs off. And even if they BKB at that point, you're still killing that first target.
Right.
So I think it does give a slight advantage to Boom Boys here if they can find the jumps. Moonlight Shadow helps you do that a little bit. Save, you're flirting with danger down here.
Urura.
And a kill from Mira.
He does have a lot of work. Vision down here just did not scout all of that. Double Yule Scepter for the Aurora supports, by the way.
Yeah, they both have they have two different supports that utilize Yules pretty well as setup. Plus, very good against Axe, right?
Yes, you're gonna have to pop BKB preemptively if you're Miro, which is hard to do apparently. More and more of these games I watch, it's surprisingly difficult.
It has been a bit of a problem at TI games we've casted.
I will say as a Dota player, your muscle memory is just not built to do that in sequence. That's the biggest reason. So I'm memeing a little bit, but there's some truth that, like, you have to train your brain to think about BKB jump instead of jump BKB, and a lot of players don't like doing it because if you BKB and then you second guess the jump, you look like a fool.
Sure.
But this is a game you can't afford to do that. The instant Yule Sub, there's Tornado off Invoker. There's too many problems for your Axe Call if you don't preemptively pop it.
All right, there they are. All three BKBs up for Boom Boys, plus an amp damage. I mean, this is their time.
Yeah, this is
their time. Hold on.
And get something big out of this.
Yeah, hold on.
And guess what? There's still a mid-tier 1
yes.
blocking your path.
It makes the smoke movement kind of awkward. Kiritich just says, screw it, I'll take the mid tower. Everybody smoked behind him, but Aurora just gonna give it to you. It's a 27-minute tier 1 mid. They're not too concerned about it. So ultimately the smoke is kind of fruitless. Kodo is going to get a Linken's to deal with this initiation from the Dragonite. May even see it block a Reaper Scythe if Makoto isn't the one initiated on.
That's fair.
Help somebody out.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no! That's
Oh,
not
fishing,
what you
yeah.
wanted. A little bit of dysynergy
No,
there.
no.
They have allowed GBK to survive.
Oh, yeah,
They get
look
the
at
call out from
Oh,
Miro.
TV.
Dragon Tail heading towards
Oh,
Nightfall. He actually managed to
Nightfall
survive for a little while, but the Reaper's Scythe finished him off during the BKB. WS now popping a BKB of his own. Aurora retreating off of a failed initiation. Wait, the turnaround with the medium. And the sharpshooter. Oh, the Manta pop. It dodged a bit of damage. They're gonna chase it through a call. They have the Yules, but the damage is done. Kiritich was able to separate. Now the arrow going after Makoto. He's making a run for it. They take his own save. Beautiful stuff there from Kataomi. Gary's going to be run down. Makoto, he'll get out, it looks like, but disaster for Aurora. It should have been a clean kill on Dragonite.
How did it go so wrong? And beautiful execution from Boom Boys. They salvaged that. Slight misplay with the Tornado Shackle. Ooh.
I mean, I won't say slight. I think that's a pretty bad misplay.
I say slight because at the start it's like, well, how bad could that misplay be, right? And it just spiraled from there.
It's also a setup. They saw the situation. Nice snipe from Mira.
Whirl. Always annoying.
Like, that wasn't a situation where it was like, oh my god, there's a hero right in front of us, and they both reacted really quickly. That was a planned, coordinated play.
Yes.
And they just didn't communicate who was doing what there.
Well, Makoto will find another pickoff. Aurora salvaging the after effects of this.
They really are.
This really didn't turn into too much of a boon here for Boom Boys, but again, that was supposed to just be a bad situation. Beautiful spellcasting, beautiful saves. The amount of sustain coming out from the Necrophos and the Undying was doing a lot of work in that engagement.
Yeah, we've talked about the importance of saves in these. Like, these team fights are very long and drawn out, and when one side has saves, it does matter a lot in these later team fights.
100%. Especially when your heroes have a lot of innate regen. We're seeing a lot of hearts, a lot of, you know, Centaur heart, this type of stuff. You save that hero, he resets, he can regen back up.
Yeah.
It's like an Aegis.
And that's why Aurora are going to try and get some saves themselves. The Undying has the benefit of just an easy 1500 shard tombstone save. Aurora, with their double Yules, can make double Wind Wakers at some point. Mira's going to go for it, though Kaori wants an Aghanim Scepter.
I don't mind this. I don't think you need double Wind Waker in this game. You just need one for that axe jump. Or the DK stun to break that chain stun combo.
And when you've got Underlord, you've got really good setup for Ags Macropyre.
Yeah, the Ags looks pretty juicy here, I'm not gonna lie.
They kind of synergize together. The pit holds them in place for the damage. The Macropyre slows them down, so they're in the pit for longer, more likely to get more latches.
And these heroes are, again, pretty, they're not clunky, but Axe, DK, Necrophos, once they're in the fight, they're kind of just sitting there. They're not mobile.
Right.
There's no Ember Spear in this game. There's no Storm. You drop a macro on some of these guys, they're probably tanking it for 5-6 seconds.
Nullifier, next choice for GPK, who has done a very good job recovering, right? Like, it was looking like a game that he might struggle to keep up, but he has. He's almost the same net worth as the Wind Ranger.
Oh, he's killing it. Already, like you said, level 20, so he has the Breathe Fire extra damage. He took the health, the cooldown, and the Breathe Fire damage talent. So going for more of that surviving spellcaster Dragon Knight than the scaling right click.
Yeah.
It's a lot of damage. It adds up. Another very important smoke to land here as you're trying to get something into the Roche spawn. Looks like they're going to find Jakiro. They're not going to him. They're looking for the bigger prize.
Kodo broke through the Lincolns. Oh, they managed to get a beautiful gate there to stop the follow-up initiation of the Axe. That surely would have been Makoto dead, but WS bails out his brother.
That was a beautiful timing.
It was so perfect. It was right as Miro was about to blink. They were keeping their distance specifically to chain the stuns.
You landed a full duration arrow on Invoker, and you couldn't even do anything about it because the disjoint's just so good. That's a very frustrating moment there for Boom Boys. You land the smoke on the exact area you want, you get through the Lincolns, you land your chain stun, and you still can't capitalize on it. Perhaps a moment of concern.
Yeah.
Like, well, what does that situation look like other than that? That's better. Everybody just instantly blinking on top of the Invoker so you can't get gate disjointed?
Yeah, and that's kind of awkward. You don't want to stack too much.
No.
If they get a Wind Waker save, then Makoto is able to maybe punish you real badly for stacking on top of him.
He has the extra Chaos Meteors. He just got the Shivas, so the AoE and the damage has ramped up considerably for this Invoker. You do clump into anybody else other than him.
The clump does also work to Boom Boy's benefits, particularly if they can get level 25 on Kiritich. And he is not that far away from it. Level 23.5 right now.
Death Pulse is nice. Death Pulse is not saving you against this amount of damage, though.
Sure, sure.
You're going to get absolutely eviscerated if you end up 3 or 4 heroes on top of each other in this game. Aggressive play from Aurora. Just going to send it up the hill. Very bold.
Gonna run into GPK, spots him with a ward, lead off Tornado. It does give an opportunity for GPK to pop BKB.
Didn't cost too much. I guess you use your gate. That's biggest spell down right now. They're going to try and hold the area, but they're on the low ground. Instant
Smoke is going to work. Got the Shackle initiation. Follow-up, though. Call. Miro. He stops Nightfall where he can. Arrow's going to land on Nightfall, and they instantly Reaper Scythe him. No save there from Aurora. Miro with a sharpshooter will bring down save. WS with his BKB will teleport out. Does not have a gate to return to this fight. So they're going to be missing him. Aurora left with 3 more teleports. It's, almost got the Jakiro there off the call. Instead, it is Mira. Makoto got out, WS got out, 2 of the cores get away. Another win for Boom Boys.
Nightfall never got his BKB off. Don't really know what happened to him. He just got instantly axe called after initiating the fight with Shackle. The Wind Waker did come through on the axe call, but the second he dropped down, he dropped into Arrow and just got psyched on top of it. I thought that was going to go worse for Boom Boys, considering they were on the low ground there. It looked really awkward. But once again, the mechanical gameplay in these team fights has been on point. And GPK is kind of a menace. These Dragon Knights doing a lot more work than I would have expected. These Breathe Fires, they hit for 540, 9-second cooldown, plus a Fireball on top. It's chunking some of these heroes. You look at the damage numbers going into these cores. You just get hit by 1 spell. It's like a 4th year HP. You just, oh, I gotta get the hell out of here.
It's such a big AoE, it can hit so many heroes.
He's also just not the guy you really want to have to go on in this game, so if he can become a bigger damage threat, it's really annoying for Aurora. It's the extra scale in the tank here for Boom Boys. They do win the fight, they get the Roshan, they get the Aegis. This should be level 25 for Kirtich as well, so they're in a nice spot right now, kind of hitting a peak.
Mjolnir about to be done for GPK as long as he doesn't get caught by Aurora here. Really putting himself out there. Blinks back, picks it up.
The Moonlight, extra smoke, trying to find a little pick off. Aurora, they're gonna skedaddle out of there.
Dagger reverse tool is
It's good.
it's so broken, man. He's kept it to tier 3.
Pretty good.
Trying to break through the trees. Mira, Wind Waker staying up in the air, but they have so many ways to get vision on him. Tombstone zombies will chase after him. Mow him down, and right next to the Tormentor too, so Boom Boys can make this ultra efficient.
Nice little 2-for-1.
How's Save doing on his Aghanim Scepter, by the way? He's about 3/4 of the way there.
Gonna get a shard.
And a fresh shard, so about to get both the Aghanims upgrades.
This game state's looking a lot better for Boom Boys than I thought it would, given how strong the Invoker is. He's 11-2, but they're building a net worth lead. They won that Roshan. These heroes are getting fairly tanky, scaling up.
And they're just always going to have the advantage of getting successful openings for fights because they're the ones with the extra smoke, right? Moonlight Shadow, that's so good late game. And Mirana also gives you those openings. Eventually, we're going to see like level 25 Mirana, right? Where you're just spamming out arrows and maybe you finally hit one that gives you an opening to go for a fight.
There's definitely some hidden scale in this lineup that's really annoying in the ultra late. You also get the Ags Dragon Knight for, you know, that Black Dragon, that all of a sudden you have this guy going over cliff lines and super tanky and just obnoxious as well.
Yeah, that's true. Like, who really puts out physical damage to threaten him?
It's the Wind Ranger, but again, the Wind Ranger is your only physical damage, so it's very easy for Miro to just target Nightfall every time.
Miro is going to spot WS.
Has to save the call, though.
And it can call into Arrow Chain Stun, but they won't have the damage unless somebody else comes through. It's the Necropose with the bots too. The Reaper's Sight to chain it.
Beautiful.
That's the kill. Nicely played by Boom Boy.
That early bots too definitely gives you some extra kill threat. And you don't have to save that call for the BKB cancel. You just kill him straight up.
With level 25 and Aghanim Scepter soon on Kirtich, we are really going to test the limits of what a late game Necrophos can do.
He's so jacked though after that kill. 34,000 net worth. He's 10K ahead of the Invoker.
Yeah, it is ridiculous how Kirtich has stayed so much more farmed than anybody else in this game. Yeah, even when Boom Boys was losing fights, man was farming him up a mountain.
He has looked amazingly good on this hero right now.
Honestly, like Kiritich, of all the like carry players that have been on these Boom Boys rosters over the years, I think they've looked best with Kiritich, even though, even though the individual rankings of carries, nobody would put Kiritich above some of the others that they've had, right?
Put some respect on his name.
I think absolutely.
There's the Black Dragon form. It's going to help with this siege.
Yeah, it is going to be rough for Aurora to deal with. Kiritich just diving forward with his Shivas.
Aegis out in 20 seconds. You're going to try and stall that, but he's going to be able to slot in an Ags that's arriving for him too, so that just upped his damage considerably. A fully eaten Zit is
They're going to try for the Dragonite. Go for the break off the sharpshooter. Oh, he's so low. The heal is coming in for the Necrophos. They do manage to get a Miro. His initiation was stopped by WS. Another great gate play. And a dying tombstone that only delays the inevitable here as he pops out with a flesh golem. A second death. A second kill for Aurora. And a nice defense hold. They are still able to fight if you're Boom Boys. They have the Undying back into play.
Gonna hold the high ground.
Hold the high ground, get a quick kill onto the Jakiro. Do not have to use any Reaper's Sight. Use it for Mira for an extra kill, but he didn't die immediately. Wind Waker's on out of there. Bushwhack holding in the Necrophos. The Sunstrike, it lands, doing some damage. Shackle Shot follows through. The Firestorm's building up. Shivas to slow him down a little bit more, but a Force Staff got him far enough away. Resetting back up to this high ground. Oh, yeah, TPing over to the tier 2. They really do not want to let these guys get away. A beautiful tornado. Hits on 3. Here comes the meteor drop right onto Kiritich's head. Shackle Shot holds him in there for a while. And yeah, they just cannot seem to kill him, man. And the AoE damage over time, it's finishing off Aurora. Eula Scepter goes out, but Makoto's still in trouble. Need the cooling plate. They don't need it. BB.
Oh
they get him.
He's a beast.
They just cannot handle Kiritich in a 4 versus 5.
Look at the damage on the Invoker. He took 1,000 from Hearthstopper.
Oh my god, what an arrow from Save. Not going to dive in for the kill, though.
The Invoker is dying trying to kill Kiritich. That's pretty... It's just how farm he is. He ate an entire Ag, so he got to keep all of his item slots on top of outputting that extra Heartstopper. Just disgusting.
And it means so much when he like starts that skirmish with a kill, right?
Oh yeah, the region just goes insane.
Yep.
And he finds an arcane rune. Okay. Brother, 1.9 second death pulse. You don't want none of this right now.
Gonna be slowed down, Mira. Oh, it's just too much mobility, too much tank to handle. All the way back to the fountain. Mira's chase too.
What a beastly performance right here.
And look at him, he's trying to leave right now.
Trying to get the other lane.
Trying to get the lanes in quick as possible. They still have the top lane. They can go for free. They don't have to worry about bottom tier 2.
He's 13,000 ahead. He's an entire save ahead.
Yeah. Aurora, what are you going to do about this?
He is the net worth difference. That's wild.
It seems like Nightfall, I mean, you got to get a Nullifier, I think, or something for the Necros and focus fire him down alongside the Invoker.
You need anti-healing. You need a Crochet or some Vessel hit or something, right? You have 0 anti-healing in the lineup right now. No Crochet, no Vessel,
Wait,
no
how is that
Scotty.
possible?
Well, they didn't build any of it. What do you mean, how is that possible?
How is that possible? A professional team did not build any anti-heal against carry Necrophos, who has kind of been the biggest threat for 20 minutes.
I think it is it's biting them here a little bit. They went double Octarine between the Invoker and the Underlord. I think these are great Octarine heroes. But one of those could be a Crochet, could give you a little bit of extra oomph against this Necrophos. That's the biggest problem right now. They underestimated it. And it brought the other cores into this game. Right now this Dragonite is level 25 as well. So he gets the Wrath bonuses. You have the Black Dragon online. He's doing some serious damage. He's a big problem.
I mean, I guess to be fair, I thought Invoker would deal with the Necro.
I also thought he would have the damage.
Clearly, Aurora thought the same as us, but...
He even has Conjurer's Catalyst, Timeless. Like, the damage should be there. You have an Ags macro.
Broke through the Lincoln's tornado goes out. BKB activated from Makoto. Stops the initiation. He's going to get a really good meteor on some of these heroes. Spaled out by the tombstone, so not that much damage. Bots 2 back over to the other side. Kiari in some trouble. Reaper's Scythe. All that Kiritich wants is to get that regen flowing, and that Aghanim Scepter. It's so much AoE damage. Aurora cannot fight into it.
So this type of engagement is why I felt they needed a initiator that was reliable for Nightfall, because the way we're watching these fights go down, you're basically just running into Boom Boys, and what is happening to progress your team fight? Like, there's just nothing setting up all the damage. You either have to aggressively Fiend's Gate on somebody or land a Shackle. And we're just not seeing those land. There's a Tombstone save for one of them if it does land. And then you're just kind of desperately throwing out damage and trying to retreat. So the initiation has to be more decisive here from Aurora, and they have to just kind of full send and commit it and find a way to land these stuns, check the Undying with somebody else, and go from there.
Level 25 for GBK. Went for the 50% Worm's Wrath bonuses. If you haven't played Dragon Knight in a while, that's no longer the armor and stuff. His passive is now the AoE, so he's got huge fireball.
I wonder if there's any item you can build to... I guess it doesn't matter. Nothing really changes it, but it's going to be doing a lot of damage in the late game, that's for sure. Another about the Nullifier.
Another level 25 will be the Axe very soon. We have level 20 on both the Mirana and the Undying. So they got some very nice talents for both of them. Starstorm off the Aghanim Scepter arrows.
Only gets better from there.
Going to be doing more damage, and the Tombstone is harder to deal with. Meanwhile, Aurora, only level 25 they have is WS's Underlord, who did go for the Pit of Malice route. But it feels like they have a damage problem.
They have to get BKBs out of Boom Boys early, reset, and then win after they're expired. I think that's kind of the only way Aurora wins a fight, because their initiation is just too unreliable.
Yeah.
And there's a Tombstone save. So you're going to have to go in, bait some spells, and win on the second salvo. That's going to be really difficult without somebody getting caught.
And it's hard to get them to use their BKBs because, one, they're very tanky, and two, they have the save of the Undying.
Yes.
So you can't just drop a meteor on them and be like, haha, you have to BKB now. Like, these heroes can't tank that. And there's a save. And there's heals. So it takes like a really hefty commitment from Aurora to get that BKB to be used in the first place.
Could fight the Roche. That's another way to kind of bypass it, because then they have to commit to the team fight.
Sure.
See what Aurora can muster here. Been tough so far. And GPK, he can just cliff walk this entire area. Really annoying.
Do have constant ways to get vision inside of the pit. Kiritich pushing out, pushing into them with the Moonlight Shadow.
Got a shield room. Oh, it gets dispelled.
Got the initiation call there. Emira in some trouble. And he's killed. Aurora don't really get much out of Boom Boy so far. The Reaper Scythe could have used. There's that extra regen for the Necrophos. 2 supports down. They just have the course to deal with. Save. He's going to get blown up by Nightfall real quickly. WS, he got all these heroes inside the pit, but Makoto and Nightfall were just dealing with a support.
Didn't even get the BKBs.
Yeah.
They held 2 of them the entire fight. Never needed it. There's a refresher for doubles Scythe, just in case you needed it. There's one on Roshan as well. $45,000 net worth on Kiritich. Wild. He's already closing in on that 1,000 GPM. His game's not even over. It's yeah, what a performance here in game 1.
I mean, Makoto is going to get 25 soon. I don't think that changes anything.
No, not too much.
Nightfall's level 25 can change things. If they can go and, like, you know, kill one of those supports like they did, and he could still have another focus fire for the fight. But none of this I'm seeing address Necro. I don't see even an item being queued up that I feel like handles the hero in any way.
They gave up trying to address him.
I think so too.
That would kill anything else in the fight.
Well, Kiritich.
Pick your poison here.
Got the call into Makoto. The arrow to follow it up. They do have the Wind Waker save. Makoto.
No.
Yeah, he's still Reaper's side.
The arrow stun just lasts so long.
Yeah, Wind Waker doesn't actually get you out of that stun. You come back down, you're still stunned. Focus fire being attempted. Pit holding him into place. There's the Undying Tomb save.
By the Evoker in there.
More Pit obnoxiousness. The Ice Path is going to be laid out, so when he comes out of the Tombstone, he's still going to be stunned. They have the Meteor on him. Down to about half health. Back into the Tombstone he goes. Back out he goes. Bushwhack. Got the two of them. The Sunstrike, and they got both of them. Got to be careful of the buybacks, though. They got to retreat away from GPK. WS is getting low. Aurora blew a lot for this. They cannot afford to lose any of these heroes while they're trying to clean up the rest of this fight.
Post is back.
Kiritich back into place just to make sure these heroes stay alive. Nobody else will die on Aurora. They retreat successfully. That's a win. It gives them an opportunity here. If they can do that again.
It's kind of a late buyback by Kiritich. I think if you're gonna buy there, you instant buy, you send it, and you try and win the fight off that. Instead, you kind of bought while the disengage was already there. Now it's just wasted. 7 minutes on the clock. That's a very nice outcome for Aurora. They finally got the type of fight they're looking for in a high ground defense. It's a lot easier where you just get these heroes stuck under all the pits, all of the Jakiro spells. You can't move.
Thank God. Nightfall's going to get a nullifier. If he wins Swift Link, I was going to lose my mind.
We'll have it here. There's good target prioritization. That is the type of fight you want to go on the Necros because there was the Aegis on the Dragon Knight. Never even got popped. Man, all those Tombstone saves were just so annoying. As long as you have the pits on top of it, it's not the worst deal because you still have to come out into all the goo, but...
What happens if you refreshers?
You get dying?
Yeah, he just drops double tomb and like the same area. Do you just pop in and out of tombstones over and over again?
That's what happened. You had a refresher shard.
Oh, I actually didn't see the second tomb. That's fine.
I think he dropped it off to the side.
Okay.
So yeah, you do just get to drop multiple ones.
But yeah, the that single tombstone that they were playing in and out of, it lasts so long. Aurora do not have heroes to hit it very easily.
They were still dying while they're going in and out, though.
They were.
It was not bailing you out of that situation. All right. Find a Jakiro.
Up to 11 stacks.
Got ruptured. Just kidding, that's Flair's Boda.
Call in this mid lane.
Dodge the
nice Wind Waker timing there from Mira. Beautiful stuff. Got a pit onto 3 of them. Meteor's going to be dropped on Miro's head.
Just tanked it.
Sharpshooter gets Mira up to the high ground. GPK is just going to fly over this cliff area, still see if there's somebody for him to kill. WS has to pop his BKB. Nice call. Got 2. Mira sets him up for the arrow to land onto Makoto. But it looks like the team couldn't fall in. I mean, it's pretty deep out there. Ice Path. Sunstrike doesn't actually land. Bushwhack, it also doesn't land. Good 4 staffs. Get GPK out of there. Would have been awkward if he had died there. He does have an Aegis, but dying inside of the enemy base may have been 2 deaths for him.
Especially since this form is running out. You don't want to die cliff walking and get stuck on a bad side of a cliff.
Yeah, true.
No dragon form. They got a Jakiro buyback. They got an A on disc off of the Invoker. That's about it.
Kiritich is almost level 30, so Reaper Scythe doing even more damage, can throw it even earlier in a fight. And he has a refresher too. So there is a possibility that you just double Reapers somebody who's being particularly annoying.
He also has a decent amount of Reaper stacks. Got up to 11, 27 HP region. Pretty nice.
Smoke from Aurora and the Moonlight Shadow from Boom Boys. Both entering the same area. The triangle. GPK is already here. He blinks backwards. Gets away with the cold snap. They're going to try and catch him with the gate. A sharpshooter. Focus fire. There's the tombstone save. Very nicely played. Katomi is going to be the one in trouble instead. Focus fire still in the Dragon Knight, but GPK backs away. Miro tried to make his initiation. Only really getting the Jakiro for now. Might still be able to kill him. There's the BKB. Shackle shot does ignored. They do have the Reaper's Sight to finish off WS as well. So Aurora dropping 2 here. And look how slow Nightfall is. Goodness. And might just be able to catch an arrow.
arrow?
The arrow! Oh, he had to BKB because it was on point there. Aurora are going to have to use buybacks, and they're going to be low on BKBs.
Beautiful fight there. The pits were doing a lot of work, but ultimately Tombstone save bails out the Dragon Knight. You're able to reset. Nightfall doesn't want to commit in on that tanky target.
I also think inherently, I'm not sure if they can really go Dragon Knight, especially since
so
he has
hard.
buyback. I think the one hero you can go for is Kiritich. Four staff timing gets him out of the sharpshooter. Pressure continues, trying to get the buyback to be used.
Triple arrow online now too.
Yep, and it's fishing for kills. GPK is going to join this, wants to speed this up a bit. Wants to threaten 2 lanes, maybe even Megas, before the 2 dead of Aurora are back up.
If you threaten, they're going to have to buy Underlord to take that fight.
Hero's trying to find an opening before they got a 2-man call! What a sneaky smoke that sets up a beautiful play! Makoto didn't die for it, but they did manage to get the support. There's that WS buyback trying to deal with the Tombstone right now. Look how long it takes to kill it. GPK pops out, Dragon Tail stuns. There's the Wind Waker, BKB, TP away. He's out. Nightfall's in front of Nightfall, and clean retreat from Boom Boys.
Yeah, can get out with everybody?
I think so. Maybe save. He's got a 4-staff and an Aeon Disc. Okay. He is going to be the one to die. Not too bad, though. Only losing 1 support for that while getting the buybacks of both Mira and WS out of the way.
Drop the signature move right in the base. Definitely some little extra, BM points right there. Yeah, damage from the Mirana is starting to add up. He landed a double arrow hit at the end there. That was very smooth. What a call from Miro. Just smoked up that mid lane, jumped to the tower. Aurora, they were not expecting that at all.
Yeah, they were stacked on top of each other. That should not happen.
I will say there's a Roche spawn potential right now. It's kind of an awkward time to force that fight if you're Boom Boys. They got lucky with a late spawn, so they're not going to have to buy Mirana, but they might lose more on the map right now.
Would be a nice kill if they can get it for free here. Katomi has been super annoying with the Tombstone saves. They'll get the Ceaseless Dirge on cooldown and deal with the high ground ward.
Really unlucky Roche spawn for Aurora. Might have been able to force something with this.
Yeah. Bloodthorn for GPK. His damage is mounting up. Meanwhile, WS has picked up a Scythe of Vice for some extra control.
Yeah, that's a really big item for this lineup because, again, their reliable initiation and control is what was lacking a little bit in this game. That helps considerably.
Kiritich getting his own Wind Waker, which will help get out of the pits. Help him get away from these Makoto combos. Makoto's being hunted down right now. He's a dangerous man, though. An amp damage.
They're trying to wait for the Mirana to get back here. So you look for that jump.
Miro's going to find that initiation. No, he missed it. Smoke broke. They do have a DKB being used early by Kiritich, trying to just man up and go for the kill on Nightfall. Can he actually get it? He's braving through the focus fire. The macro fire's going to be laid down. The bushwhack, he pushed too far. He may have to use another buyback here to help out his team. A call on two. Beautiful stuff. Hero just keeps on landing him. The follow-up sets of the neutrals will help out. An arrow lands onto the Jakiro, and they're wiping out everybody in this fight. Aurora are not getting away clean. They pushed out on the map, said that there's just one final stand for them. They needed to be able to win a Roshan fight. Instead, the game likely to end here unless Nightfall can pull off some sort of miracle. No, a Reaper's Sight to put him down again. They have buyback on him. They already bought back on the Invoker, but they have struggled to deal with the 5-man of Boom Boys, and being able to do it with just 2 is impossible.
The stuns have been so good from Boom Boys. This Mirana, every single time the arrows are landing, the axe calls have been insane in this late game. Miro found some very clutch 2-man calls. It just sets everything up. Yeah, the Necropulse dies, but he has buyback. And all he has to do is just exist in the fight. And he's your damage leader pretty much every single time.
Yeah. Oh, Kiritich, she just took all that net worth, shoved it down Aurora's throat, just ran at them, died. Bots 2 back into play, and his team Had already kind of won the fight by that point. There's the buyback to be used. Mega's already inbound. Tier 4 is going to be threatened. They still have 50 seconds without WS. Maybe they can get Jakiro for a 3 versus 5 hold, but Aurora.
Possible. You just don't have the damage into these heroes with the tombstone saves.
It's going to need a miracle. And Mira, he's already got the initiation onto Nightfall for the dive back. Makoto, Aeoctis, Prox, they're going to play inside their fountain, and GG is called by Mira. What a game from Boom Boys and Kiritid.
Very likely going to need to use it here. See how long he holds off on it. Max taken out.
Zoning the rest of Vici away.
They're only going to move on for more here, of course, Falcons. He's still holding off on the buyback, Shiro.
Now Reed bought back as well, too, so he's in the fight with this team. Shiro's going to buy.
All right. They do anything with the 4 of them.
They don't have Roar. They don't have Rolling Thunder. They have no control for Shiro to hit a target.
And the BKB's cooldown.
Still is.
Huh?
Maybe baiting them a bit here.
Back up to full HP, full mana. Both of them trying to go at one another with the Shivas. We'll see Maureen jump in with the Burrow Strike. The follow-up still mana here for Skeeter. Burrow Strike as well over towards XM. XM's out. He has buyback. Must use it immediately. They look to Shiro. Shiro's been caught by the Frostbite. Shinkyu trying to bail him out.
Now Reen's got the Epi.
See Shiro trying to stand his ground, but the Epi burrows back in from Maureen. Over to Shiro. Shiro, he's trying to stay alive here with the right clicks, but he cannot live. Shiro's out for good. Maureen's falling low. The back repire does kill him. But Vici, they've lost their mid, they've lost their carry. No buybacks on them. The off-laner fall. It's only the 2 supports left. A Snake King, the one cleaning up. GG is called. Falcons will be moving on out of the group stage, and Vici will be left behind as they're knocked out 2-0.
Persists against Nullifier.
Yes,
right.
That's another big thing. You can't itemize against Tombstone.
No,
there's just nothing you can do.
You just literally you just want better heroes to deal with Tombstone. That's all you can really do.
So, or you just have more persistent damage. Like, that's another reason this Wind Ranger feels really rough in this game, is because he has to commit his damage on target. That guy gets Tombstone. You pop out later, the Wind Ranger doesn't have BKB, the Focus Fire is wearing out, you had to go on some other target, you're getting Axe called. You can't just exist in the fight and deal damage, and I think that's a big difference in this game. Like, yeah, Kiritid, it's not like he's doing a lot, but he's just sitting there. And at some point, he has Ags, he has all the regen, and then he's doing a lot by just existing. So the skill difference in terms of how hard it is to execute, you know, it's very favorable here for the Necrophos.
Yeah, as seen from Makoto in many of these fights, throwing like 1,000 spells, meanwhile just dying to literally nothing from Kiritid.
Yeah, he took 1,000 damage from Heartstopper in that engagement right there. So, you know, what you're asking yourself, okay, we need a different approach to this game when you look back on it. I still think Invoker is capable of carrying this game, but man, it felt like the other 2 cores were just completely shut down. And no hero 1v5s in the current state of Dota. Yeah, you get 1 kill there with your Focus Fire, but then how do you commit to the long fight here?
I mean, Hero, just too many perfect calls.
Call was beautiful.
I mean, I will say that I think both offlaners did a great job initiating in this game, but Miro's calls were just sick.
Well, his are also more reliable because there is no save on the side of Aurora.
Yeah.
And once again, it's a save difference, the player, but also the spell is like, it's so much easier to play these late game fights when you can bail that first target out, reset, and go back in. I think it's something that Falcons have used a lot when they won TI last year. Like, they are really good at baiting you into the jump. That guy gets gone on, you commit just enough, you bail that guy out, and then the other cores go in and win the fight for you. And it's a really simple way to play Dota. It's a really comfortable way to play Dota because you're not sitting there going like, what if we get jumped? What if we get jumped? What if they're around the corner? What if they do, you know, we can't get jumped, we can't get initiated on. You're not thinking about that the whole time. You're just like, I see Necrophos in the front. I wait for something to happen. Something happened, I press my tombstone. Oh, this fight looks pretty nice. So I think there's a lot of comfortability there. It gives you more breathing room, and they executed it really well. Some of those fights in the early portion of that mid game were very close. You know, that bottom fight where the Shackle Tornado stacked. It's one of those moments in that game, like, how different does this game look if they snowball that fight in their favors Aurora? They get a Roshan. We'll never know, but
if you had Kiritid in your fantasy, congratulations.
Yeah,
1100
seriously.
GPM. He had a KDA of 17, 4, and 11. He had over 1,000 CS.
69,000 hero damage.
69,000 hero damage. A nice game for Kiritich.
Yeah, very nice game here. And I feel like even his deaths, like he has 4 deaths, but honestly, I think 2 or 3 of those were him just, I'm purposely going to sack my life.
That last one
to
for
buy
sure,
back,
right?
yeah, to guarantee that the fight is easy as possible for everybody. So like, I don't even count those as real deaths because at that point you're just, I have all this gold, I have to use it. I may as well use it in a buyback.
Yep. All right. Well, that was game 1. Very interesting one between Boom Boys and Aurora. A lot of things to take away. We're going to think about that as we go to a break.
Boys have had a fantastic year, and I'm here to have a talk with Mr. Kataomi. I mean, as I mentioned, a really good year for you guys so far. How has that affected your confidence coming into this international?
It's mostly affected us at Riyadh. We got second place, so we're pretty confident in ourselves. Yeah, you ready?
You're ready. All right. Well, what do you feel like you learned from that grand finals, and what do you feel like happened there?
I think mostly drafts. Like we messed up some draft in second, third, and fourth game, so we got something from it. Yeah.
Okay. When you're doing very well, does it make it harder to sort of improve and learn and do better?
Not really. I don't think any team right now is doing really good. Like, you know, like all this year, it's a new team who wins a tournament. Was no team who win 2 tournaments in a row. So you cannot tell like, oh, I'm so successful. I cannot learn from this bots nothing. You know, I'm the best. You can always learn from other teams and from just your pups. You know. Yeah.
Looking back on this year for you, then, what's been the biggest highlight of the year?
I mean, probably our win at Wacha. Probably the biggest highlight, or like the Red Masters second place finish. Yeah.
Well, Lachia, what do you feel like you guys did particularly well, better than all the other teams?
I think we had like amazing hero pool and amazing like map awareness, like map understanding how the map moves in the game. I think at that moment we was better than other teams at it. Then we like got a bit, you know, not lazy but you know, chill. So other teams like picked up from watching our replays, and we got a bit you know, down and chill. So we was again watching replays of on other teams. Like I said, you know, you cannot this season be fully consistent winning all tournaments because it's long, really long season with a lot of tournaments. Yeah, and just at Watch, we just was better team than other teams.
Yeah, the standard is extremely high. You mentioned having a really deep hero pool then, or a really good hero pool. Do you feel like that's the same now? Does this meta suit you guys?
Yeah, for sure. Like, you have to play all the meta heroes that was played. I mean, I think our team maybe even forced this meta of some heroes in another teams, you know? If one team
a game at TI and you're just sitting on a cliff. Guys, please, I need to get a TP. Please get me out of here.
Right, that's important. We didn't mention that he didn't have a TP. The courier was going back to the base as well. So,
and would have taken a long time. He was very low level still, so the courier's a little slower. They could have killed the courier once, you know, potentially. Who knows how long he could have been on the cliff for? Could have been for a full 10 minutes.
We'll never find out now.
We'll never know.
Very sad.
In another universe.
It did mean that we had a bit more even fights coming our way. As we're going to look at one, a minute 19, and most fights we're going to see are going to be in favor of Falcons, as they were just doing a little bit better, say.
Yeah, this was a nice fight. It was like quite close. Very cool dodge by CM here. He was just about to get roared, but he dodged it with this shard, and so he didn't get roared. They managed to bait the fight into them. They got this Beastmaster kill. I don't know. They just played this so clean from Falcons. It was incredible. They do get this one counter kill. However, now they're out of juice. Pango roll is out, and they even get a follow-up kill on this SD. just as a, you know, like a nice little Kinder Bueno.
Nice.
Yeah.
Amar kind of overchased a little bit there. I mean, I feel like every Necro player who plays into SD has had that happen where you're like,
get our temp on group stage. Yeah.
For sure, for sure. And Katomi, thank you very much for coming to talk to me, and good luck
Thank
at the
you so much.
International.